So, welcome aboard, everyone. I think we have our troubleshooting pretty well done. It wasn't so difficult. We have, for this penultimate, second to last class, penultimate class, um, a whole class about legacy, your legacy. And as it happens, Colin has followed through with what he said he was going to do last week. I never know exactly how busy student, huh? Colin says he always follows through. I'm learning that, but not every student does because of so many things coming at you. I can understand, but so we have VR. We have a virtual reality element that we're going to bring in today's class and understanding that, um, and I'm really looking forward to that and what it might mean. Um, so let's just make sure everybody is clearly on board and ready to take off. And I can pass the mic around. Let's do that. Let's pass the mic around. Give you full name, just so we're clear for attendance and everything. And let me just make sure. We're going to start with passing. Go ahead. So full name.
You're a butt.
Okay.
Faith Limbonic.
Colin Montague.
Okay. And then
Sujal Goyal.
Sujal Goyal. Great.
Abhijit Singh.
Is it Ajivir?
Abhijit.
Oh, Abhijit. Abhijit. Good. Yeah.
Piyush Agarwal.
Uh-huh.
Ibrahim Jazil.
And
Ramesh Najam.
great. Okay, so that's Romesh. And then in the cosmos, we have Hillel and we have Rianne. Excellent. Welcome. And then, of course, there are all of you watching the recording at some point in the future. And everybody, whether they're in the live in-person circle, whether they are synchronously online or they are watching asynchronously, everybody is in this space learning together. This is the global classroom. This is what we have created. And, well, I think that's where I can start by explaining a little bit of what today's class is going to be about. First, I just want to check and make sure, do you have any questions, anything about the assignment that's coming next week? I also want to speak to the third assignment and the marks and some feedback too. I think you'll like what I'm about to say. I have sort of some good news, but I just want to just check in with everybody. No, not this semester. Okay, so what's that? It has been tempting me, and I used to do that, Jaziel. Who's got the mic? Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, let me have a little discussion about this for a second, okay? Make sure you have that on. And for all of you just joining now, you see behind me on one of the panels on the big board is Colin's VR, and we're going to get to that pretty soon. But let's just make sure. I want to look at what's ahead, and you'll be back? Okay, great. And I want to talk a little bit about the topic today, and then we will have lots of time for everything else. So, Jazeel, go ahead. The question. Yes?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was approached by two students from this class,
Yep.
and I was requested if we could do the fourth assignment together.
Yes?
So I want to know. I want to confirm with the professor.
Yes?
Before we start anything.
Mhm.
So is it possible? That's all.
Well, possibly. I'm ready to discuss this. It just depends. I used to do it, and then I stopped doing it, and I can tell you why. But I'm always open if you're prepared to explain it well. And the important thing always for me is that everybody comes out of this classroom at the end of the semester having learned and opened their mind. And so I'm always ready to shift a little bit, depending on how the students are doing, how they feel, and what they're saying. So I'm always flexible in that sense. Okay, so my answer to you, the short answer right now is yes, but I need to be clear on some things. Okay? Question. Why do you want to do it as a group?
I was approached. I was given an option.
Mhm.
So it was tempting. So before anything was start, I would like to
Sure.
discuss with the professor before
Okay.
anything. I gave my opinion. Like I was my first concept was to do a video that is at least 5 to 7 minutes long, explaining my topic on humanity's future,
Yes,
its
yes.
technological progress in a fun, interesting concept that I don't think I created it, but it's a form that I find it very fun.
Okay, so you were thinking of doing that yourself, but then you were approached, and I'm going to assume that the two students who approach you are going to be they're either here or they're going to watch the recording or they're online, but they will see what I'm about to say. It doesn't. You don't have to be the person who conveys that. They'll get it because this is important what I'm about to say, and I want them to hear from me directly. Okay, so for the two students who approached Jazeel, are any of you here right now in this in-person circle, flesh and blood? No. Are any of you online, Hillel or Rianne? Did any of you? If this is not a question that you should feel uncomfortable about. I just want to make sure that I'm speaking to the right people when I say this. So Hillel and Rianne, I'll assume that neither one of you approached Jazeel. Okay. So here's why I'm resistant to doing this, okay? So for the two students who approached Hillel, here's why I'm, Jazeel, too many, but I'll get it. A group assignment is like getting into a canoe together. And, you know, if it's a regular sized canoe, there'll be 3 people in this case. My fear is that only one person is going to be doing the paddling and the 2 others will just be basking in the sun for the whole ride. In other words, Jazeel will be paddling and he'll be portaging, and those 2 others are going to be not doing much work. And then what is going to happen is the night before, Jazeel is going to send me an email and it's going to go something like this. Well, Lon, I don't want to say this because I really like my canoe mates. They've been great. But I need to say this. You need to know this. And I even told them this, but they're not listening. They really didn't do much, and I'm doing all the work. That's partly why I don't do group assignments anymore, because often it's 1 or 2 people who end up taking up the work, and others are kind of here and there, and the leader of the group, if there is one, is chasing after the others, and people come to me and complain. I just want to stop that. So, unless the 2 of you are really determined to do this with Jazeel, I'm going to say no. You do it yourselves. Okay? Jazeel will do his himself, and the 2 of you, whoever you are, will do it yourselves. And if you have trouble with that, send me an email and I'll help you. Okay? Is that okay? Fair enough? Great. Okay. I like group assignments, but it just, it's got to be the right group. Otherwise, I fear what might happen. And I even tried another thing once, but it didn't quite work, which is when the group would have problems, I would go say to them, work it out yourselves and learn the communication skills on how to deal with conflict. It didn't work. Nobody really wanted to learn the communication skills. They just wanted to get the thing done. So we'll just stay the course. Each student does his or her assignment alone, okay? Great. So that's coming. You all know about it. The next thing I need to explain before we get going is the third assignment. You may have noticed already that no one has received any marks for the third assignment. And there's a reason, and that's because I'm massively backed up this semester with many things. And I will tell you what I've decided in the end. I think you'll like this, but here's another reason, is that as this global classroom has been growing, the students are starting to respond to it more positively, and that's great. I looked at the registration for my 4 courses 2 days ago. I've never seen this. 1 month before the next semester, 1 month before the next semester, 4 of my courses, one of them is completely filled, Short History of the World. Short History of the World 2 is 3/4 filled. Humanities Destiny is just about filled, and Global Leader is half filled. I've never seen that. Obviously, something's registering with students about what we're doing in this classroom. And so that's great, but it just means a little more work for me in dealing with this. So you will not be getting the marks for your assignment back, your third assignment, until maybe 2 days before your final assignment is due. That's not very helpful, is it? And so you should be getting it back much more time than that for you. And I should be able to give you individual feedback, which I can't do anymore. With 194 students this semester and no assistant to help, I just can't do that. So I give general feedback, as I've been doing, but that's not the best. Plus, there are a lot of students who need individual attention that I've been helping. Okay, phone calls, emails. So because you won't be getting your third assignment back in time, I'm going to give every single student this semester a little bonus for that assignment. Okay, I don't know what it will be yet. It won't be huge, but there will be a bonus. In other words, everybody's going to get a little more for that assignment than they should because of me saying sorry, you know. But I still want to give 1 point of feedback for everybody. Okay? 1 point of feedback. General feedback for everybody here online and out there in the distant solar system, the students watching the recordings. Do you know how you can do a really good job on your final assignment? If you care. That's it. And I'm going to write this, but the question is, that's a very tricky thing. What does it mean when I say you have to care? And I'm just going to write this here because it's such an important point. You have to care. Now, how can a student care about doing good work if they don't really care? And let's just have a quick conversation about this, because I guarantee you that if you care about doing good work next week, you're going to do well. If you don't care, you probably will cheat. You probably will go to ChatGPT, you'll ask for your pizza, you'll get your pizza, you'll hand it in to me, and you'll get a great mark, because I won't even have time at the end to be checking for all the cheating. I'll just be going for my nose in 2 seconds. Did this person steal? Did this person cheat? Is that ChatGPT? 000? And I may make some mistakes, and I don't want to do that. So how do I get the students to care? Let's hear it from the students, okay? Because that's honestly, you care, you do well. Go ahead, Faithlin.
Pick a topic you're interested in.
Pick a topic you're interested in. And have I given you the space to do that?
Well, anything we discuss in class.
Exactly. And I've given lots of choices on the assignment sheet too, right? Okay. You may not have checked it yet, but I have. Lots of choices. Okay, so pick something you're interested in. How else? Here's my bigger problem. The group that comes to the inner circle, the circle like this, generally these are students who care. You know, they love the interaction, they want to talk. But for a lot of students, and I have in this class something like 50 students, you know, out there, This is not a priority. Yeah. Recording. Most of them are watching. Most of them are out there in the Centauri. You know, they're not even in the Milky Way here. Okay, they're in. Sorry, they're not even in our solar system. They're in the other solar system. Okay, Colin, they're way out there, and I get emails, and you guys are the minority. There are how many registered? I think that of the 50, there's 55 is a limit. I think it's 48 right now in this class, Colin. So a lot of them don't care very much about this course, and that's fine. I understand that. But then how do I get them to care in order for them to do well? What do you think? Anybody want to? Yeah, Hillel says don't do it the day before, but can you say that? You grab the mic, okay? It's not up to. But how do I? Because I know that good work only comes from caring.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful,
Yeah, no, fine, fine.
but 48 people and there's like what, less than 10 of us here?
Yeah.
I think most people just think of this as maybe a bird course.
I know that.
So
Huh.
they just kind of want the mark and go.
Sure. I
So
a long time, and I'm very familiar with that. Keep going.
even if you try your hardest, make the class like the most interesting, bring in a circus, something, they might just not care and say, hey, I just want the mark and to leave.
Fair enough. So they probably will do it the night before,
Yeah.
or even
Pizza.
2 hours. They'll do the pizza. That's right. Extra cheese. Okay, for those of you who are in agreement with Colin, and no disrespect here, I fully understand, you know. Plus, listen, everybody's got other priorities. Everybody's got different priorities and many courses and many things due and many tests and assignments and problems. So all I can say to those of you who don't care that much is do not resort to the machine to do the work for you in the final minute or two. Now, that leads us to what this whole class is about today. Okay, so I think we can start the main content about legacy, and I will explain in a moment what that means. But, well, I think that for those of you who may not care, you need to think about something very seriously in order to care. The world we're living in right now is changing fast. And the extent of machines and technology in our lives is accelerating and accelerating and accelerating. And that's all good, or it can be. This course, and what we're going to talk about today in particular, has a lot to do with your relationship with technology, but more than that. More than that. Please do not rely on Grammarly, ChatGPT, a video service that makes videos for you, a PowerPoint service that makes PowerPoints for you or does the slides. If you do not care and you use a machine to do the work for you and I don't catch it, yes, you will do well, but in the long run, you're becoming dumber. You're becoming a human you don't want to be. I need to explain why I'm saying this. For the last week, I've been spending some time with the people who have created AI and maybe the most important thinkers on AI in the world. The most important, of course, is Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI. California. Hasn't even turned 40 years old yet. He's the one who figured out how to create Chat GPT. He's the one who figured out how to bring deep learning algorithms into the mainstream so that now we have this incredible co-pilot, ChatGPT, and it's just the beginning. So I'm going to assume everyone knows the name Sam Altman or has heard of Sam Altman. If you haven't, you should know who he is, and you should know what OpenAI is, because he's kind of leading the way now in tech. Another person I've been spending some time with, I've mentioned him before, is Geoffrey Hinton. Geoffrey Hinton created the idea of AI many decades ago, and he just won the Nobel Prize for that. That's the highest award in the world for science. And he is in Toronto. He teaches at the University of Toronto. And the third person I've been spending time with, trying to understand, is Ray Kurzweil. You may have heard of him. He is the one who came up with the idea of the singularity is coming. He used to be, like Geoffrey Hinton, a senior developer at Google before he left. And he is one of the most important thinkers on technology in our lives today and AI. And his book, called The Age of Spiritual Machines, that he wrote just at the end of the 20th century, was a bestseller, and he has a lot to say too. Sam Altman, Geoffrey Hinton, Ray Kurzweil. Maybe we should be writing this stuff down, but I'll get it down later, okay? I just want to make sure I stay focused with all of you, okay? There's a lot of hype right now about where AI is going, but there's one thing that these three visionaries all say: it's coming. What's coming? That the machines that we have created are going to surpass human intelligence. Ray Kurzweil said in his book, The Age of Spiritual Machines, in 1999, when it was published, that this would happen in 30 years, in 2029. He even gave a date. He even said in 2029, this is way back in the 1990s, it's coming, just get ready. And people thought he was a little way out there, but there was a conference that was held at Stanford University, and they talked about his ideas. And gradually, now with Sam Altman, ChatGPT, we're starting to see this happen. His prediction, his forecast is largely coming to fruition. Geoffrey Hinton and Ray Kurzweil have debated over the years together. You can see them all over online. They respect each other immensely. Once upon a time, Geoffrey Hinton thought that Ray Kurzweil was predicting something that was too soon. Geoffrey Hinton has changed his mind and has said this. Please listen to what I'm saying if you don't already know this. You are all growing up at the time in history where the machines that we've created are beginning to learn for themselves. It's not like it used to be. It's not like a photocopier or a car or any other machine. You just turn it on and you program it and it does what you ask it to do, and that's it. Now, the machines can figure things out independently. It's called unsupervised learning. How many of you are familiar with this term, unsupervised learning or supervised learning? That's the world you're entering increasingly. And these three men have told us it cannot be stopped. In fact, this is where we want to go, and we are going there. It is inevitable that you will be living in a world where in the office, in healthcare, in education, in personal lives, wherever, you're going to have machines around you that you have merged with. You become a hybrid with them. They're helping you because you're not telling them what to do. They're giving you advice, but you're still deciding. This is unprecedented. And so there's that. Let me come to legacy for a moment. Do any of you know what the word legacy means? When I say legacy, Faithlin? Legacy. Are we in a moment where the human being has been losing the humans for the last 10 minutes and the humans are disappearing into machine world? Yeah, I think so. It's okay. I'm just checking. It could be that the human, me, is so dull, has so little to say, or that the humans are just tired and they just need to chill out and go into the machine world. But that's the machine world right there. This is the human world. Okay? Human and machine. Human and machine. You're living at the time in history where the machine is learning fast. Okay. So, Faithlin, what did you want to say? You know Eminem, the singer Eminem, Marshall Mathers? Yeah, Marshall Mathers? Yeah, sure. Okay. Usually when I do this class, if I've had enough time to prepare, I usually put up a video called When I'm Gone. Have any of you ever heard his song, When I'm Gone? Seen the video? It's with the mirror. And the mirror, he punches a mirror, breaks the mirror. Is Rihanna in it? I don't think so. But his daughter is. And his wife or ex-wife. I don't know what their relationship is like anymore. But you know what legacy means, Faithlin?
What you leave behind
Exactly. Got
when
it?
you're gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Something like that. Something like that. Very good. Nice hat. Whoops. So all semester we've been looking at thinking about what the future might be. What are some of the forces in the human story that are very significant, whether it's the lessons from history, whether it's the next big thing that's coming, whether it's sustainability and we can sustain our growth, whether it's the future of freedom, whether it's space exploration, and many other things. And we're going to have a great demonstration of the force of technology in a moment from Colin. But now we come to probably the most important part of this course, which is, well, what does this mean for you and your life? What does your future look like? What do you want your future, your own future to be? What do you want people to say about you when you're gone? Do you care? What do you want to do? You don't have to change the world, but legacy is about what do you want to leave behind? And that's exactly what Eminem, Marshall Mathers, was singing about in a wonderful song when he, like many celebrities and talented people, figured out that actually chasing attention and chasing stardom and wanting to be always on stage is kind of empty in the end. As Chris Rock said, a very good comic, today we are addicted to attention, all of us. He said that after he got slapped by Will Smith. You remember at the Academy Awards a few years ago? You remember that? That it was hilarious, but tragic. You know, Will Smith, basically blew up his career just because of some moment of impulse. He was going to receive the award for Best Actor, remember? And Chris Rock was the host of the Academy Awards and said something to Will Smith about his wife that Will Smith was insulted by, and he couldn't take a joke. Will Smith. He got up on live television in front of the whole world, went up to Chris Rock. It's never happened on camera, and just slapped Chris Rock across the face. Have you all seen that? You all know that. Yeah, Mr. iRobot, or what did Will Smith play? iRobot, Mr. iRobot, Mr. Scientology. Oh God. No, that's Will Smith too, I'm afraid to say. They're both Scientologists. Yeah, so is John Travolta. Oh yeah, Will Smith. Sure. No, it's a disease in Hollywood. Marshall Mathers, in all of his drug-addled, struggles with addiction and whatever, gradually went to rehab. And the video, When I'm Gone, opens with him in rehab, talking to all the other guys who are going through rehab. He figured out that he thinks there's something else going on in life than what he's been pursuing. And that is that when he's gone, he wants to leave behind something more than just his music, which is important. He feels there's something else that matters. So I'd like you to start thinking today about what you want your legacy to be. But I'm asking you to think about it at a time when the future is very much connected with how you use technology. So if you can start to think right now, really just try to use your imaginations, and we're going to begin the most important part of today's class. We'll do it together. And since there's only one person left in the cosmos, or two, that's great. We don't have a lot of people there. We can have this nice and intimate. We don't need to go up into teams or pairs. I'm going to ask you to come back to that really, really important thing that the future is all about, and that's imagination. Your imagination and what you do with it is going to be the deciding factor in your legacy. If you can't imagine it, then it ain't going to happen. So try this. This is not easy. For the next 2 minutes, I'd like you to just disconnect from the machine for a moment, okay? Just do your best to disconnect from the machine. So you're going to use only your imagination, okay? Hillel and Rianne, if you can do this. After we do this, we're going to have lots of time to engage with a great machine, and that's VR, and that's Colin, and he can help us to understand how to use this. But I'd like you to start thinking and making a mental representation in your brain with the billions of neurons that you have, that marvelous instrument called the human brain that is unique on this planet. Nothing on planet Earth has ever evolved to the extent that the human brain has. And lo and behold, what are we doing with our human brain right now? We're creating another human brain called the neural network. We're replicating the human brain now as a machine. That's called neural net, the neural nets. That's what AI is. They are neural networks replicating the human brain. Well, what is your human brain now imagining? Let's top it. Think ahead. Stand back. How do you see your life sort of unfolding? What would you like to leave behind? What would you like people to say? How do you see yourself 50 years from now? You can't go online. You have to use your imagination. No, say finally, before I go quiet, you know that any good athlete will tell you the difference between the greatest and the pretty good is that the greatest practice visualization. Before they go out in the field, before they go out in the rink, before they go compete for their medal at the Olympics or whatever, they're imagining success. They're visualizing success. Do you know how to visualize? Do you know how to use your imagination? Well, now is the chance for you to think about your legacy, about where technology is going to fit into all of this. Because our relationship with technology increasingly is the greatest challenge that we humans face in our future. So what's your legacy going to be? 2 minutes, maybe a minute. I'll just check in. Just concentrate. Try. Faithlin, are you able to shut that? Are you okay? Do you know what I'm asking? Yeah? You good? Okay. Your mind is just a stage, and you have furniture. That's the furniture of your imagination. Think of all these, fill that stage up with your furniture. You know, the couch, the bed, the table, the people in the room, whoever it's going to be. But start imagining, what's the play? How does it go? Then go 10 years ahead, 20 years ahead, 30 years. Have you ever thought of yourself as an 80-year-old? Will you live until you're 80? Will you live until you're 100? What are you doing? Where do you live? What's your job? Who's your family? Most importantly, what the hell are you doing? You done anything? Or have you just complained about all the missed opportunities, all the forces against you, all the people you don't like, all the things you lost? Or are you actually thinking about what you've done? I'm going to start just 30 more seconds or so. You see a big thing? Has something happened in terms of tech? Are you free? Are you sick? Has medical science helped you? Do you have kids? Are you a good parent? What are you telling your kids? What do they look like? Legacy equals when I'm gone. So we are going to start with, you ready? And then, sure. And then get ready, Colin, because I'm kind of making this up as I go along, but those are the best classes. When students bring things in and I just teach off my toes. So get ready, okay? Faithlin, is there something you want to say? How I'm gone. You're smart. You know that, Caitlin? Faithlin? You are how I'm gone. How I'm gone. Okay. Okay. Is anybody ready to tell us what their imagination is saying, or should we just go default? And I'm going to let Colin show us about virtual reality, and then he's going to have to tell us after he's given us a demo of what he would like to give us, then he has to say, well, how is this relevant to your legacy, Colin? This you just shown us, this really cool tech. Does this have anything to do with anything in your life, or is it just entertainment? Because we're interested in more than entertainment in this class, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, so well then let's, while they're getting things set up, who's ready to jump in? That's okay. Well, let's go to Faithlin, since she seems to have no fear. Faithlin, how I'm gone. Let's see, what do you see? It's just your imagination. Faithlin. Faithlyn. Did I spell that correctly?
Yeah.
So, how you're gone? What year is it? Why? Are you uncomfortable talking about this? Okay, I don't want you to be uncomfortable. You want to give the microphone to Ira? It's okay.
Does it have to be after we die?
No, it doesn't, but it's like really close. You know, you're looking back. You're looking back and you're either talking to somebody, telling them what happened, or you're thinking it. You're looking back on your life and you're seeing your life play out. So, no, but you could be. You could be that it could be 100 years from now, 200, and you're talking from, you know, another place in the universe. You are no longer alive here. You're somewhere else. You're dead. But you're looking back. How you're gone. How I'm gone. So how you left. How you left, in other words. What did you leave?
I don't know. I think okay. I
Ira.
think I'll probably I like to talk a lot, and one of the things that I want to do eventually in my life is be like a radio show host. I think I would probably be doing that, and maybe that's what I leave behind.
Ooh, okay. Did I spell this correctly?
No, you didn't, but
Okay.
it's okay.
Well, give me the correct one.
Well, there's just one more E.
Yeah, okay, good. So keep going, okay, Ira? Yeah.
I think I would. Well, I'm interested in a lot of like spiritual stuff. I mean, probably from my like reviews, you know, I'm opinionated, and
Okay.
so I think I would be leaving behind a legacy of just connecting with people and being someone that a lot of people feel comfortable talking to. I hope.
And approximately what year would this be taking place where you are, you know, coming to the end of your life? What year would you say that is?
I don't know. I think I've eaten too many Cheetos to last that long.
Uh-oh.
But
So then you're not going to live as long as you would like because of Cheetos?
well,
That's
there-
sad.
And there's so much microplastics in us. I think the human lifespan is getting shorter, is it not?
Not anything credible yet
Okay.
to say that. It's always been, and for in 200 years ago, most people lived until they were about 40 or 45. So our
Really?
lifespan has increased exponentially. and
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
I think 80 is a safe bet.
Okay, so we're today, it's 2024. So we're into 80. So that would be 2104.
Can I? Oh, let's just make it like 70. I
So-
think after 60, I want to tap out, but I think I'll make it to 70.
That's not very ambitious.
But like, you know, when you grow old, you get tired. I don't know. Maybe I'll freeze myself in a cryogenic chamber or something. I don't know.
Boy,
Maybe we'll have it by then.
I'm shocked because, well, you're all smart in your own ways, but you're wise. But that was not so wise. And the only reason I would say that is because, do you know how old I'm going to be in about 3 weeks? 62.
I was gonna guess 63. So
62, yeah.
I was
I feel better than ever.
okay.
My swimming is stronger, cycling. I am in a career that I love. Um, I don't think I will be leaving this world until, along with my wife, when we walk into the ocean together when we're both 100 or more. That's my plan.
You know what is really
So, no, get old, it can get better.
You know what is really interesting? I might do my last assignment on this. I still haven't decided, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
very interesting. The evolution of how relationships, like just how relationships evolve, because we're already seeing a lot of people saying, well, a lot of people talking to AI,
Yes.
and AI characters as if they're boyfriends or girlfriends.
Oof.
And it's really weird, but also like this, if you're able to create a person to your, like if you're like literally able to create a person, why wouldn't people want to do it?
Wow.
Like I think we're gonna have like AI girlfriends and boyfriends in like, yeah, in the near, but it's gonna be like they're gonna create like an actual person. Right now we're talking to a chat bot. I feel like people are going to try to,
Grab the microphone so they can hear
yeah,
your good insights, okay? Make sure. Huh. Now,
I think it's just gonna become more culturally, like Faithlin said, acceptable to have like an AI boyfriend or like a robot boyfriend or robot.
do you want that to be part of your legacy, that they said of Ira that she really understood how to use AI and make it intimate and helpful?
Well, when something becomes socially acceptable, a lot more people do it. I feel like by the time I'm 80, I might dabble a little bit,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, just keep things, I don't know, relevant.
And do you see a family?
With a robot?
Do you,
No.
do you see a family for yourself or a companion, children that you
Yes.
have?
Well, I
You're a
feel like
woman,
I
I mean,
would have children.
what's that?
I feel like I would have children. I just
And will you
don't
have them the
know.
normal way, or will you use medical science to help you? Will you do it with another person, or will you get the sperm some other place, or will you do it the old way, which is a man and a woman come together?
The good old original. Um
Yeah.
I don't know, honestly. Probably the good old original, cuz like there's human experience, and I would very much like to live in that experience. I mean, dabbling with robot girlfriends and boyfriends here and there, that's just a little bit of fun here and there, but
Why don't we just say for now, we'll just put connection. Okay? It's very simple. That Ira was a person who really connected well with others using any way she could, whether it was in person, whether it was technology, whether it was AI, whatever. She always connected with other people in ways that was really
I guess.
helpful.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let's make sure we have time for Colin, okay? And then we'll come to the others. Colin, would you be able to come up and would you want to try now? Okay, so go ahead, Faith. Then we're going to come to Colin for his demonstration. So, Faithlin, what do you sort of see?
I'm gonna keep this brief, but I guess a wise word I once heard was to be successful, you don't have to, you just have to understand what's happening and then
Good.
um
You
and then
understood.
just have to do it better than everyone else.
Oh,
Then but for me that's never been it. I just want to create something new. So that can be what
it's
people
very good. But
understand.
self improvement, improving yourself and getting better and better was something that you did when you were in Durham College. It was something you did 10 years later. It's something you did 10, 20 years later after that. You were always like a continuous learner, improving. That's what we would say about Faithlyn Bonnick. She was always getting better, always improving. No, it's another power that has joined the class. It's tinkering now. It's just letting us know it's here. Okay? It's a presence. So Faithlyn, self-improvement.
I was gonna say innovation.
Nice. Way to go. Okay, so speaking of innovation, why don't we bring Colin up and tell us what is this you're using and why it even matters, and especially matters for your future, this virtual reality or whatever it might evolve into. Because in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and then if you go ahead into 50 years, Colin, this technology is going to look so old, people will be not using it probably at all. So something is going to develop out of this. What might that be? How will that relate to your legacy? Do you want to come up? Tell us. Well, we talked about it, yes, but I want to make sure that what you do for your final assignment is thought through. It's not just going to be done fast. Okay? So, but this is the beginning. This is the beginning. Okay? Absolutely. So I'll give you the microphone. Yeah? Okay? And tell us a little bit about what's going on here.
Okay, so this is the MetaQuest 3, the latest version of the MetaQuest VR headset. And it implements this, what you can see now, pass-through technology. So right there. But if you don't want to use it because it also drains the battery super fast, you can set a boundary. Just look at the floor, and it carves this little area for you, as you can see. And
Mhm.
it takes account of everything. It slopes, every couches, bags, your feet.
Full screen? Can we do it full screen? Like, can you stretch it out at all? Maureen will work on it. Keep going.
And then
Yeah.
if once that's done, and you can even trim it if you want.
So we're experiencing the world right now through a merging of human and machine. Just to remind you of something that you may not immediately see. Okay.
I can shrink it
Great.
like this, or I don't know how to add. And then floor height can be confirmed as well. So everything, and you can see how far it goes too. It goes very far.
Hillel, can you hear and see Colin? Rianne? Just want to make sure. Yeah. Hillel, just put it in the live chat. I want to make sure. Yes, great. You can't hear him.
Totally forgot I had a microphone.
Okay, there we go. Okay, it's on now. Now you should hear him. If you don't hear him, let us know, Hillel. Go ahead.
So now this is without path through. This is what all the old VRs. Well, not this, but something like this. I can't see you, and that's my border. See, if I get my hand away from, but I can walk to it. Border. Don't go any further. So then I can click it back to that. Goes past through. Fantastic. And I forgot I had a microphone again. But that's not the only thing this does. So you have a remote. It's really handful. Trigger, side trigger, toggle, whatever. But you can take this off. And now instead, once that deregisters, there you go. It tracks my hand.
That's your hand. That's your hand. There's your
Yeah,
hand.
there we go. Tracks my hand. And I can actually grab stuff.
Oh.
Push a button.
So here's I'm going to give you a pen or the stylus.
Doesn't work.
Yeah. Okay, but you
But
can.
it tracks my physical hand, and I can push things. So Google keyboard, type stuff.
Can you actually bring something up on Google there? Like, oh, you can. Yeah, YouTube. Oh,
And then there's my YouTube. And then I can get rid of that. But then another thing that this could be used for the future with is actually training that I've found.
yes.
So if I scroll down, this little game here, which is now loading, is Job Simulator. It's just a game. It's not very like right border.
Yep.
It's not very like advanced, but it lets you practice jobs. Like I can learn how to become a mechanic if they ever advanced it, or office worker. Hell, you can learn how to cook. But other than that, that's about it. At least for this. But it can if they advanced the training applications of this, it could go much further. And there we go. But and another reason why this is so great is because, well, I'm an introvert. I don't like going out in public,
You
especially.
don't.
No, I do not. But
Then what happened to you in this classroom?
I'm not in public. I'm with friends.
But this is a classroom. It's a boring educational institution. Why would you be comfortable? This is a hospital. Oh, okay. No,
How is this a hospital?
well, school is just, what do you want to be in a classroom for? A classroom is a boring, institutional, sanitized, unreal environment. And you're comfortable here? I guess education can actually be kind of, yeah, fun and interesting. And geez, that's good. Okay, keep going. Yeah.
Well, I don't like going out in public, especially gyms, because you always feel judged. So you can get games like this one here that I have, Ragnarok. It's basically just a bunch of physical exercise, so you can still get your workout. But yeah, that's about it, actually.
Okay.
At least that I've found. But Gorn as well, just a game, but I get a lot of physical exercise from that. And then this game lets you be a wizard, which is just awesome. So
Could you please stay there, because there's a lot here that we should be unpacking. Being a wizard is awesome.
what it is? Would you not want to be a wizard
As
and have some enchanted skull talk to you? Yeah, Scully.
long as I don't.
Yes. Kind of.
Okay, now let's get a little bit real here, okay? I mean, yes, being a wizard is awesome, and I certainly wouldn't mind being Gandalf if I could. Give me the stick, walk through the forest, and keep me going forever. That would be nice.
But
But
the future applications of this is also amazing because
please go ahead and explain. Now, let's get real about this.
As you can see, I
Yeah.
have this little thing, but I can still see everyone. So imagine everyone constantly wearing this like an implement or a contact lens or a sunglasses or just something that's not as bulky as a headset,
Yes.
but it still projects this little window. Now imagine that on a global scale. This can replace signs. This can help with driving. Say you need a GPS, you can just have a little GPS to the side like this, and you just look up like, okay, I gotta make a turn here. Or you want to learn how to do something physically, you can still have the physical thing. Just grab the thing. Oh, okay, so that's the next instruction. Do it. It's
So how we
it's just-
benefit from this? How we benefit from this technology? How does it help humanity?
well, it can also just help the environment.
Really?
Instead of physically altering the land, saying putting up signs or a bunch of other things, we can just make them appear in our vision instead.
So, for example, let's play this
How
out.
much further this can go, I don't know. I'm not there yet, but I'm
But
sure it's limitless.
you can actually begin to create entire scenarios visually of doing something in the environment without actually physically touching the environment, harming the environment. You can see what you would like to do.
Other than probably roads, everything else can be replaced. Signs, hell, it could tell you when traffic gets dense, alternate routes, or you could wear one of these and you want to see it, figure out what something is. It takes an image of, like, say, I want to know how much a stylus costs.
How much what?
Stylus costs.
Sure.
Where you got it, what
Yeah.
product brand it is. I could just look at it. It looks at it, takes it what it is, and then looks it up on Google for me. In the future, not, it can't do that now, but imagine that in the future.
So rewind that for a second and tell us a bit more about how that would work on a very practical level. You want to buy something?
Yeah, like I find these interesting.
Yeah.
I want to know more about them. I want to know how much they cost. I say say scan item, just a verbal command, because this has a microphone. It can hear what I say. So I can say scan item, scans the item, brings it up on Google or whatever, and then I know how much it costs. I know where it's from. I know what it's made from, what brand it's from, statistics, anything.
So you could say, for example, you could be a human, if I'm understanding this correctly, and you could be walking through Walmart, if Walmart still exists
Probably will.
in years. Well, the fact is, here's a bit of interesting information. Walmart would not exist without China, because a lot of things at Walmart are made in China. But now Walmart is probably going to be shut out of China because of the new American administration that wants to stop things from China coming in to this part of the world. So what's Walmart going to do if Donald Trump and everybody says, we've got to stop the Chinese from flooding their markets here with Chinese products? But that's something else. Let's just assume you're walking through Walmart and you don't have your headset on. But then you look down and you go, yeah, they got these pens here. And so you could reach into your breast pocket, take out your virtual reality glasses and take a look at this pen, and it gives you all sorts of information, and then you decide whether you want to buy it or not. You don't have to go to your iPhone or anything like that to find out more information. You can just look at things. You could look, for example, at a person.
Never mind, they've done it.
Glasses. Yeah.
Yeah, they've done it.
There you go.
Because there's your camera right there. They've done it already.
Improved navigation. And
It's a pretty.
do we have smaller ones right now of the virtual reality device that you're wearing?
I got the biggest.
You could
one
take it
because
on and
has
off,
more-
and keep it in your pocket or something like that?
That's what this is.
But
This is
no,
what
but
the
you have
glasses
to wear
are.
something. I'm talking about you put that on when you need it, and you take it off, and you can keep it in a pocket. It's like a tiny.
Sunglasses.
Oh, the sunglasses do that.
Sunglasses. You can still ask them questions and stuff and take pictures. Like here, I'll did you?
Oh, of course.
What's no?
Sorry, I wasn't following. Got it. There you go.
Sure. Well, I have no idea if you guys are going to hear this.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you the tough question now. You have to use your imagination.
Hmm?
You can leave this on. Why not?
I can walk
Looks good.
around.
No, stay here.
Okay.
But so, can you imagine yourself in 50 years? Like, what's going on? Where are you? What are you doing? And have you done anything with the technology in your life that you would like your legacy to be about? Did you do anything with tech?
Well, that's what my course is about.
So
I'm learning how to build tech.
you're learning how to build tech. Oh, so what did you build?
Recently, I've built a silo automation factory kind
Well,
of thing.
excellent. Well, then now jump ahead 50 years. You are 70 years old. You're beginning to see the end rather than the beginning. You're thinking about these things. What's your legacy, Colin, with the way that you use tech? What would you like people to say about Colin? Is it Montague?
Yeah.
Colin Montague. Okay. So, what did Colin Montague do with tech that Colin is so proud of? That was good for the world, good for humanity. What did you do?
I have no clue
Oh, failure of imagination.
whether no, not fear, just reality. Because I've imagined things. I've even gone and made blueprints. Um, here last year I was in an AutoCAD class,
Yes.
and I could make 3D models in AutoCAD of things. And I had this really cool idea for a hover drone that could.
How come these humans are leaving the real world? What happened to them?
Real world scary.
Are you okay? But what happened to these humans? They she's sort of disappeared, but she's concentrating on one thing. A book. How many different things did you just look at in the course of 2 minutes? How many things did you scroll through? How many things did your attention span have to be filled with that you just needed stimulation? Over here, she's concentrating on just one thing. I'll bet you were looking at 10 different things. 15. Because your mind is all over the map. You don't know how to concentrate. You're a dumb human. You know I don't mean that. I'm just pushing you a little bit. Okay? So listen to Colin. Listen to Colin. It's a human trying to tell you about the future. No? I want you to explain, what are we going to write up on this board? I think you're suffering from a failure of imagination. Just the way this was a failure of attention. A good human can concentrate. A good human can imagine. I don't want to hear about failure. That's the easy way out. Everybody has a failure story. Everybody's a victim. You want to be succeeding? Well, that's not working, the tech. Then you got to start imagining success, not failure. So what is it? What, like 70 years? Like, what do you see? What did you build? I built.
My life.
What's that?
My life.
Okay. I built my life. And where's the tech?
I'm a nerd. I like playing with tech. I like building it. I like making some things, but it's not my life.
But it can be.
I don't want it to be.
So all this time you're spending with tech is not important?
No, it's a hobby.
Oh.
It's a job.
No, I think there's more. You know what? You are not thinking seriously yet about tech in your life. You need to be. I think that should be your final assignment. You think Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, when they were hanging out in their garage in California back in the 1970s, they were just playing around? And you think, what's his name? The guys from Google? They were just playing around too. It was all hobby. But then the hobby becomes something else. You're ready to go there, but you don't know it yet. You have the talent, you've got the imagination, your hobby is going to be your life. It's your passion. Build it. Build on that. You will give so much to the world. You have it. Think about it. Final assignment. How will I take my hobby, the thing that I love to do, which is I play with tech? You know what? I'm going to build something for the world that really matters. Yep, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to imagine it right now in this assignment. Why not? Got nothing to lose. You're in school. No money on the line, nothing. You can imagine all sorts of things. So why don't you give yourself that chance? Just imagine.
I do
How is your
imagine.
hobby
Just
going to
don't-
evolve into something bigger?
I do imagine. I just don't act on it.
Well,
There's a difference.
now you have to act on it. I'm going to ask you to imagine it, whether you do it as a VR video, whether you do it as a written assignment or whatever. I want you to imagine Colin Montague acting on it. And we're coming to the end of the class.
It's 2:34.
Well, we're going to end early because I'd rather end on a high note in terms of learning than. Good. No, I like that. I like it when I hear honesty. Well, for me, it is only because I'm thinking of elephants. Faithlin, did I say anything about elephants? Remember elephants? Did I say that earlier in the semester? Elephants. Elephants. Do you remember elephants? I once, when I, in another life, when I was producing television series and documentaries, I produced for several years a series called Zoo Diaries. It played on National Geographic Channel and the Life Channel, or whatever. And I spent a lot of time at the Metro Zoo. And I learned about elephants in a zoo. Did I not tell you this story? Well, no, I didn't tell you the elephant. So I learned that when the elephants are being trained at the zoo, if you train an elephant to do something and you end the session at the moment when it's learned something, it will always remember when you return. But if you end the session when the elephant doesn't understand, it will forget. And you have to start all over again. I think, I hope, that my point has been made, which is you have to be ready to act on something in order to leave a legacy that is going to be good for the world. And that thing that you act on has to come from your heart. And your heart is your hobby. It's what you love to do. You act on that, you're going to do something good. That's my lesson. That will be your legacy. Okay. Colin, thank you for bringing this in and giving us a chance once again to engage with you as a human being. You've always been so willing to share in this class. It's been great. Hello? Rianne, is there anything you'd like to add before we shut down this class and end it for another week? No? Next week, we're going to have a little repair cafe going here in this room. Yes? Yeah. Go ahead, Hillel. Are you able to get on your microphone, or we'll just do it in the live chat? A few things about the final. Sure. Yeah, one sec. Okay. So I think we're basically all done. I'll save those notes. Hillel's going to come in.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. My question was for my final assignment. Are we allowed to do a PowerPoint presentation? And if so, how many slides would you want in it?
Sure. Well, yes, you can. The example of a good PowerPoint would be the one I gave called the Pyramids of Giza.
Yeah.
You will see it among, if you can make it of that quality, then that would be what I'd be looking for. So we're looking at about 10 slides. 10 really well done slides.
Okay.
But I think in the pyramids of Giza, it was a Prezi, not a PowerPoint. So if you can do it as a
It
Prezi,
was.
even better. You know the Prezi? Has anyone ever done a Prezi? You
I have.
hate them? They're weird because there's too much moving around and okay. Prezi is just a more animated or mobile PowerPoint. You can zoom and bring things up. But yes, let's follow the pyramids of Giza in terms of number of slides and quality of slides. Okay, Hillel?
All right.
Good. Do I want to play? Do I want to play God? Is it a game called God? Well, if you can put it up here, we could play. But we're running out of. We have 5 minutes left. But I mean, I'd like to let you go early if you like because of the weather and. Well, no, I like that. Let's. But then that's going to take some time. Bring it next week, okay? We'll play God next week. We'll play God next week. Bring something next week too if you would like to fix something or you would like to teach others how to fix something. We'll be here from 10, basically 11 to 3. We're going to be repairing things together. No, but we will be here. Well, officially it is, but I mean, I will be here next week and I can talk to you. But in terms of content and critical content, yes. But I'm it will be a repair cafe. Yeah, there will be people repairing things, but I'm not going to be teaching any new content. But I will be not I, but there will be others, particularly one student, Alec Mann, from our short history of the world class, who will be teaching about how to repair things, what you need to know. And I'll tell you something. If it hmm? And YouTube, yes, but the Repair Cafe, that's true. That's true. YouTube, but Repair Cafe is about also interaction of people together. So, yeah, we'll be here. And I can tell you that if there's one thing that the future needs a lot of, it's people who know how to fix and heal things. Because things get broken in this world. If you can't fix them, we're going to have a big problem. You ready to act in your imagination? Then go for it. You got the ingredients. You just haven't made the meal yet. You need to make no, not a pizza. Not a pizza. Do not make a pizza, but make a nice salad or make a big feast. No pizzas. We're done with pizzas. Lasagna with a salad at the beginning, and then maybe some nice drinks and coffee and ice cream and all sorts of things. What's okay? I would not refuse that to eat it, but certainly when it comes to pizzas being delivered in the form of assignments, then I would definitely discourage that. Any pizza, no matter how good, delicious, if it comes in the form of an assignment, yeah. What's that? No pizzas. No pizzas for your final assignment. Slow cooking things for your final assignment. Something that's baked in the oven for maybe a few hours, or maybe you've even marinated it over a period of 2 days in the fridge. Yeah, maybe you put it on the stove and it's a soup that cooked for 2 days. That would be a good final assignment. Long cooking, not quick. Oh, but you can Yeah, you keep adding and it gets thicker and yeah, okay. Okay, guys, we're done. Sure. It's great.